I'm Miss Cervantes. I am the ELA academic coach at Stark. I'm reading chapter 16, The Purigator. Teresa's heart was pumping. They probably should have taken the time to figure out what a purigator might be, but she couldn't wait to see if her spider could ski. I want to be the first to drive her into the lake, she said, so she and John switched seats. They walked slowly into the water, going deeper and deeper until the water was nearly to the top of the spider's legs. She turned to John and quietly asked, "Ready?" He was ready, so ready. He was about to pop out of his orange shirt. She pressed the forward pedal. 12 miles an hour on water seemed a lot faster than on land. The weight of the propellers on the backs of the skis caused the spider to lean back, but to compensate, Teresa and John leaned forward. The propellers caught the water and launched them ahead, and suddenly they were skiing. Her design had worked. They were zooming right across the lake. They both screamed in delight. "This baby can really go," John yelled. Then, as they reached the far end of the lake, they saw it. "Look," Teresa said, hitting John on the shoulder. What used to be Headley's, the big department store that was once 2 floors of the latest fashions, appliances, and patio furniture, was now shielded by a monolithic steel door with large recycled letters above it that read "The Big Zero." "That's it," Teresa shouted above the roar of the propellers. "That's where Dr. Flax worked on his magnum opus, his invention that will stop hurricanes." They leaned back to take in the view of the gigantic steel gate, and that's exactly when the spider flipped backward, sending them both upside down, head over heels into the water. Even as Teresa tumbled down to the bottom of the lake, she wondered how she could improve the obvious design flaw. The propellers had made the spider too heavy on her backside. If she were to widen the skis and place lead bumpers on the front ends, then the weight of the spider would be more evenly distributed. Toppling over would be less likely. But first, she had to keep herself from drowning. Growing up in a town surrounded on all sides by water had given her decent swimming skills, allowing her to quickly right herself and shoot to the surface just in time to see John's head pop up. "That was cool," he screamed. "I think I touched the bottom. I told you you were gonna die." Ashley had followed them after all and was yelling at them from the west end of the lake. "Oh, geez, calm down. We're fine," John shouted. But then Ashley screamed, "Look out!" with her hands cupped around her mouth. Teresa turned to look. In the middle of the lake, just above the surface of the water, 2 glowing red eyes had seen them. Then the water began to ripple as the eyes started moving toward them. As the thing came closer, Teresa could see it had the head of an alligator and moved like one, slowly with the determination of an animal that was hungry. "Let's get out of here," Teresa said urgently. "Let's get out now." John agreed and started swimming backward. Teresa launched herself toward shore, trying not to panic. The silver alligator chose to follow her. It was the purigator, as the sign had warned them. When its back broke the surface, Teresa could see that its scales were actually reflective solar panels. Its tail swished back and forth like a rudder. Bubbles were released out of its behind as it ate whatever it found, grinding the pollutant into mush, filtering the liquid, and leaving only pure water in its wake, eliminating what did not belong. Teresa and John did not belong. "Get out of there," Ashley screamed. Teresa looked over her shoulder to see if the purigator was gaining on her. It definitely was. But in that split second, she saw him. He stood in front of his lab, below his name spelled out in large uniform black steel letters, "Zachary." With his hands behind his back, he watched them struggle. He didn't offer help. He didn't show concern. He didn't even bother to advise Teresa to swim faster. She could feel the purigator getting closer, the waves of its movement getting bigger. Then she heard its jaws unhinge and creak. This would be a very unpleasant way to die. But suddenly, splash! Dr. Flax had thrown off his sensory amplifier and cannonballed himself into the water. He soon had his arms around the purgator's neck, tumbling it upside down and then sliding himself over its belly until they were both underwater. He had given Teresa just enough time to swim to the opposite side. John and Teresa ran along the edge of the lake, looking for him, yelling, "Dr. Flax! Dr. Flax!" Zachary continued watching him from his post, not bothered in the slightest. Then Dr. Flax broke the surface of the water, riding the purgator's back like he was a rodeo cowboy on a bucking bronco. "I'm afraid he doesn't care for me," the doctor said as he gripped the metal gator with his knees. "He doesn't like intruders of any kind, really. That's how I designed him. And although I was born and raised in Charleston, I regret to say I'm not an accomplished swimmer." The purgator wouldn't let the doctor overturn it again. When he moved left, it moved left. When the doctor moved right, the purgator compensated. The jaws began to unhinge again, and now Teresa could see that Dr. Flax had given his creation not one, but 5 rows of sharp teeth to slash through any garbage it found. Ashley jumped in the water. "What are you doing?" Teresa yelled at her. Ashley had a large baggie in her hand. She opened it up and threw it high in the air so that it came down with a splat on the purgator's back, the contents spilling all around it. The baggie contained a large specimen of her algae that quickly began to spread in circles on the surface of the water around the mechanical beast. The purgator immediately changed its focus and got to work. It started chomping at the algae, moving efficiently in increasing concentric circles, eating all the slime polluting the lake, just as it had been programmed to do. Dr. Flax dog paddled away and was soon wading out of the water. "Well done, Miss Dean. Very quick thinking. It will take my dear purgator a good 10 minutes to eat all of your algae. How smart to keep some with you." "But really weird," John said. "Do you always keep algae in your pocket?" "Always," Ashley said without even looking at him. "And you should thank me for it." John wrung out his shirt and only chuckled to himself. "Thank you, Ashley," Teresa said seriously. "That was really good thinking." Was her only reply. John gave Dr. Flax a hand to help him out of the lake. The doctor sat on a large stone in the mud to catch his breath. When Teresa looked to the opposite side, Zachary had disappeared. Mary Curie, however, spun on her wheel down the path toward them, concerned only for the doctor's safety. "Are you all right, sir? Did the children put you in danger? Do you have any injuries that need attending?" She was carrying a large towel, which she quickly wrapped around the doctor. She did not have any towels for the children, nor did she seem to care. "I'm fine, Mary. I'm fine. Miss Dean demonstrated quick thinking and kept the purgator from eating me. Don't mind me, now. Our colleagues and I should have our daily discussion." "But what about Thomas Edison?" Mary whispered. Dr. Flax let out a big sigh. "Yes, I have good news to report, everybody. Mary and I have found Tommy. He was in the pineapple fields this morning, but he once again ran off and escaped us. My poor sweet boy, I could not catch him. Go and look for him, Mary. Try to convince your brother to come home. I will follow you shortly, but these young inventors deserve my attention too." As Miss Curry rolled reluctantly off to look for her brother, Dr. Flax led them several feet away to a short stone wall that kept the pluff, mud, and grass from spilling out onto the walkway. "Have a seat, my friends, and let's talk for a few minutes, shall we?" It would have been nice if they could get some dried clothes or at least some towels before they began their discussion, but the doctor seemed too preoccupied to think of it.